Walkaround family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2025 Acura MDX Type S in urban gray pearl with the orchid interior. Right now it is super windy outside. I hope you guys can hear me. It's probably the wrong time to be doing this video, but it is so hard to get my hands on an MDX Type S, so I rather take advantage now. The Type S is the highest level you can get an MDX. It has the most horsepower as well. This is a 3-liter turbo V6 matted to a 10-speed automatic transmission. It makes about 355 horsepower. Any MDX below the Type S has a 3.5 V6, no turbo. Starting off with the front fascia here, the Type S will get the darker jewel style LED headlamps. So it's LED high beam, low beam. You do have the chicane, daytime running lights as LED and LED turn signals. You also have LED fog lights. The Type S do get a Type S appearance package. So you can see the front bumper, the grille, everything's blacked out. They have a unique look for the Type S. Also, the grille is much larger on the Type S for more cooling because this makes more power. You can see you have some gates down there too. You have the huge Acura symbol right in the front of the grille, and it's housed your radar, part of your AcuraWatch safety features, and the Type S get an AcuraWatch 360. So you get more safety features on the Type S than any other MDX currently. Also on the grille, you do have the Type S badge, let you know I have a fast MDX and you don't. Urban Gray Pearl is a new color for MDX, and you can see it is a beautiful color now. This one is dirty, fresh off the truck. Like I said, I missed out on, I think, 2 other Type S's because I waited for it to be clean and ready to go. Got my hands on this one, so we're gonna jump right into it. But you can see the Urban Gray Pearl. It shimmers in the sun. It got like a goldish pearl with the gray. This one do have a clear bra up front. That's where you see that line right there. And the front windows are tinted, come from factory. Only the rear windows are tinted. Unique on the Type S are these design rims. These are 21s. The tires are 275/40 R-rated tires. The Type S do give you air suspension as well. So it has self-leveling, which is a cool feature. Another Type S badge on the fender. The side mirrors, full gloss black, so top to bottom. LED turn signals integrated. And around the windows, all blacked out. You get the gloss black roof rails as well. Door handles are body colored. A little gloss black garnish down here. Starting from the bumper, around the tires, a little rocker panel down here, wrapped around the rear, wrapped around the back. It's all gloss black as well. Capless fuel filler as well too. Push the door, it opens up. When you lock the MDX, it'll lock that door. Come on to the rear, one of my favorite parts of the Type S as well. Up above, you do have a half body colored, half gloss black spoiler. You do have a shark fin style antenna that's also body colored as well. Third brake light is LED. You have the white lens in the rear, exposed wiper. Your Acura emblem is in chrome. Type S is also in chrome, and you can get that blacked out through your dealership. MDX in chrome, super handling all-wheel drive also in chrome. Full LED tail lights, so turn signals, brake lights, and reverse lights. Your license plate lights are also LED. You do get the hands-free access power tailgate, standard on the Type S. More gloss black on the lower portion here. You have sensors on the lower portion of the bumper because you have front and rear sensors built in the bumpers. I don't think I mentioned that on the front. And my favorite is the quad exhaust in the rear of the MDX, just to give you that aggressive look with this kind of diffuser style. Here is the key for the MDX Type S. So it says Type S on the back. You have the unique red line going around it as well. Acura emblem, #1, because you have 2 position memory seats on the key fobs. The MDX has 3 position on the doors, but you have 2 on the key. Acura on the side, remote start built in, lock, unlock, power tailgate, and your panic button, and you do have a built-in key that's in the fob. Now you have smart entry on all 4 door handles. So for example, I can, you see the little lines right there, I can tap that and it will fold in the mirrors and lock all the doors. I can also put my hand in each door handle, it'll unlock the doors as well. If you put your hand in the driver door, it'll only unlock the driver door. But this rear door and the other doors on the other side will unlock all the doors. And you can see it does have LED lights in the door handles at night as well. So let's put my hand in this one, unlock it. Let's get inside because it is crazy. The wind is blowing insane. But this is the orchid interior. You guys can see there. Let's look at the door card real fast. You do have soft touch up here, soft touch here, black stitching, which is nice. Soft touch on the door rest. And yeah, it's soft. One stitching down here. You do get the dark wood panel trim, which is nice. Ambient lighting up here. You do have 3 position memory seats on the driver door and 3 on the passenger door as well. I like the styling of the door handle. And you do have auto up down for all 4 windows. We'll lock the windows, power locks, mirrors adjustment, and a power to fold in the mirrors and unfold the mirrors. And you do get the Bang & Olufsen sound system, which is a 31 speaker premium sound system. You can only get the 31 speakers on the Type S, and no more ELS Studio 3D sound system. Below that, you have a door pocket here with your bottle holder, button to release the trunk, and a speaker grill part of the B&O system. On the driver and passenger seats, you do get a 16-way power adjustment. So you can move forward, you can move back, you can go up, you can go down. You can tilt this portion right here up and down. You can adjust the back, forward, and back. And you also have a 4-way lumbar. And then you have, I think, a 2-way bolstering right here you can adjust. And you have a 2-way thigh extender. On the passenger side, you can see it's the same configuration as well. And on the passenger door, you also have 3 position memory seats. Let's jump into the Type S. Oh man, I probably was screaming out there just now. But there your welcome screen. Welcome to your Type S. Now, let me go ahead and turn this guy on. So foot on brakes and push the button here. Type S whirl to life. Now, first thing you're gonna notice is this flat bottom steering wheel, which starts in the A-spec actually. A-spec can help get this type of steering wheel, perforated on the grips, and like I said, flat on the bottom. And you have gloss black right here, Type S right there. The horn feels like a soft kind of touch. I don't think it's leather right here, but you do have some silver accents going around it. On the left side of the steering wheel, you're gonna have standard heated steering wheel button here. You have a power for your sources. It's like a quick power on and off for your audio, which is really nice to have that there. Volume. You do have a scroll wheel that you can go next, track, and previous and select different options. I'll show you guys that in a second. You do have your voice command here, back key, and a menu key. And on the right side, you're gonna have some of your AcuraWatch of safety features and some of your cruise features as well. So you have cruise on and off. You have the scroll wheel here to adjust this side of the pod, because this is a full digital cluster. I think it's like a 10-inch that you get, and left side is adjustable. Actually, it's not adjustable from this one. It'll be the heads-up display, but I'll show you guys that in a second. And you do have resume, set. You have your lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control to adjust the distance from the car in front of you, and you have cancel as well. Behind the steering wheel, you have a plus and a minus shifter, and you have your switches here for your headlights. So you have off, auto, you have parking on, and your fog lights on and off. Auto, high beams is standard as well. And on the wipers, you also have off, auto, because you have rain sensing, windshield wiper standard, low and high. So if you're familiar with all the features the advanced MDX give you, you're going to get all of that in the Type S as well. And you have off, intermediate, on for the rear wiper. On the left side of the steering wheel, you do have some additional controls here. You have your heads-up display tilt, heads-up display brightness. You have a shortcut to your safety features, which I'm going to show you guys that in a second. Your traction control on and off, on and on. And your parking sensors on and off. And here's your interior dimmer switch. The steering wheel is power adjustment on the MDX, so you can adjust it how you want it. And when you save your memory seats, it will save your steering wheel location as well. Down below that, you do have your parking brake here, and you have your stainless steel sport pedals that's standard on the Type S. So even the dead pedal is the same material as the gas and brake, which is nice. And to pop the hood, it's actually this lever right behind there, kind of hidden out the way. Now, take a look at your full driver display here. That's full digital, customizable. The middle is gonna have your speedometer digital, which is nice. You still have a speedometer on here as well, and then a tachometer on the left side, and you can customize it and change the display. We're gonna head back to the left side of the steering wheel. So remember I mentioned the scroll wheel, and you do get a heads-up display standard on the Type S. You guys could probably see that 0 right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know the lighting's not that good. I moved to another location so you guys can see the menu a little bit better. So you hit the menu here, it'll bring up the menu up here like I was saying before, And using the left scroll wheel, you're able to go through, you know, your phone, FM, AM, you have USB. So mostly your sources that you can change: Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Alexa built in. You can customize the heads-up display. And if we go to customize, you can choose menu content, and then you can decide what shows up on the menu that I just went through. You can remove different options on the list. And if I go down to display content, you're able to customize your heads-up display. So right now it's set to speed and traffic sign. So whenever you're driving past a speed limit sign, it'll pop up and show you what the speed limit is, plus the speed that you're going. You can add driver assist if you want to, or is it add or is it change? Oh, it's add. Okay, I've learned something new. So you can add driver assist if you want to, so you can see what safety features you're using. Navigation, I believe, is a compass. Also, is it just compass? Oh, it's right here on the left. So navigation also will give you turn-by-turn directions. I'm gonna leave that off for right now. And that's your 3 options you can have on your heads-up display. I'm gonna leave it on speed and traffic sign, and that's all of your menus there. And when you hit the back key, it goes right back to being a speedometer. So on any MDX without the heads-up display, most of those options will be in this left pod over here. But when you get an advanced and up, Acura actually puts it in the heads-up display. And like I said, you can change the brightness and kind of the tilt of your heads-up display on your controls down here. On the right side of your gauge over here, you have this scroll wheel. And from in here, you're able to view many different information. So I'm on the trip computer already. I can go between trip A, trip B, and I can reset my trip A and trip B. You have your Google Maps, because for 2025, all MDX will have Google built in. And because you have Google built in, you have Google Maps as well. So let me actually go to the settings and turn on Google Maps so it can show on that pod right here. So I have Google Maps set up and it's loading there. So you're gonna actually have the map right there in the screen, and you're able to get turn-by-turn directions as well. So I'm gonna put in a destination real fast so you guys can, let me see, how about Walmart? And if I put Walmart in, I'm doing all of that on the touchscreen display, but we're gonna get to that in a second. I put in destination, I hit start. It gives you the turn-by-turn directions right there in that pod. A lot of you will find that handy. I think that's a nice upgrade in the MDX. Going down, you have your oil life, tire pressure, you have your super handling all-wheel drive graph here. So it'll show you the torque between all 4 wheels. You have a G meter, you have a driver attention level. So if you fill that up, it's time to pull over and take a break. The MDX will actually recommend you to take a break because you're falling asleep as you're driving. You can see who have their seatbelts on, and you can have blank where it views nothing, and safety support. So here you can turn on some of your safety features, which if you hit this little circle down here I mentioned earlier, it automatically goes straight to this screen. And because the MDX Type S has the 360 instead of just your normal AcuraWatch, you have some additional safety features. So you have road departure mitigation on and off. You can uncheck it. You have lane change collision mitigation. So no other MDX currently have this feature. This is unique to the Type S. What it'll do is if you're switching lanes, if someone's in that blind spot, let's say you didn't see that car, it'll keep you in your lane. That way it'll avoid a collision, which is nice. You have low speed braking control. This works, I think, between 2 to 5 miles per hour. If you're gonna back into a wall, into a car, and you're driving really slow, it'll hit the brakes so you don't hit the car or the wall or wherever the obstacle is, and that's front and back. If you actually, with this one, if you have a hitch or a bike rack, turn that off, because every time you back up, your MDX thinking you're hitting this bike rack is behind you. You have a collision mitigation braking system, which is standard, so automatically brake if you're gonna rear end someone or you're just not paying attention. This is also unique to the Type S. This is a front cross traffic warning. On all the MDX currently, when you're in reverse and there's a car coming from the left or from the right, it'll alert you that there's a car coming from either way, but now this has it in the front as well. So that's unique to the Type S. And in this menu, you can go through your safety features and turn on and off whichever one you want. And you have settings here. Settings, you could change your speedometer to a kilometer. So if you go to Canada, Mexico, leave the country, you can just convert it. You have gauge layout, and with gauge layout, I'm in advanced right now. If you go to crafted, there we go. This kind of like your standard speedometer, tachometer that most cars have, but I think advanced looks a little bit more sophisticated in my opinion, but you can decide whichever one you want. Audio and clock. So on the left side, because of the whole menu is in the heads-up display, is no longer here, you're not really changing much over here, but you can turn off the clock and turn off the auto power off. That it don't view on that side from here if you want to. I did not even mean to click that guy. There we go. So you have that on and off. And if you want to go back, you just hit this little wheel to the left and you can go back to your menu. So that's your menu there for your full digital cluster. A lot of customization, which is nice. I'm sure a lot of you are going to appreciate that. Now let's take a look at your touchscreen display here. So this is a 12.3 inch touchscreen display, I believe. This is standard on every MDX, even the base model, and Google built in, like I said, standard as well. So I'm gonna go back to home. You do have these shortcuts on the left side that's always gonna be there, and you can grab any of these apps and put it over here. That way you always have the same shortcut. So you have home up top, back key, you have Google Assistant, Maps, Apple CarPlay, so on and so on. You can press and hold and add more if you wanted to. Google Maps are built in. We were just actually on that, and this looks exactly how it will look on your computer. So you don't need your phone to be hooked up to use Google Maps built in. It's built in. It is a subscription base, and Acura will give you a 3-year free trial, and then after that you can pay to have the maps built into the car, which is nice. And one thing I love too is you actually have a satellite view. So a lot of people like to have that view. Look at that. That's actually pretty cool. Like I said, it's just like the computer. So we'll go back to home. You have Google Maps, you have phone, because Bluetooth is standard. You do have FM radio, and you do have HD channels as well, part of the FM radio. You do have a Play Store, so you can download apps directly to your MDX. So you sign into your Google account, and yeah, you can download all types of apps that you want. And you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Both of them are wireless, which is standard. You do have Alexa built in, and you have Google Assistant. With Google Assistant, you can tell it to do all types of things, different commands for the car. I can say, hey, Google, tell me a joke.
Why did the baker become a thief? Because he needed the dough.
Wow. So you get corny jokes like that, or you can also tell your assistant to do all types of things. If you have any devices at home set up, you have like your home lighting set up, your garage set, all types of things you can tell Google, and that's part of the Google built-in. So that's part of the subscription for 3 years as well. If we swipe to the next screen, and by the way, I just swiped because for 2025, all MDX will get a touchscreen now. There's no more trackpad. It's all touchscreen, and a lot of people are complaining about the trackpad. So Acura is going touchscreen for most of their vehicles. So back here on the second page, you do got vehicle settings, general settings, profile settings, because you can have multiple different profiles on your Type S. You have ambient lighting, and with ambient lighting, usually you have to find it in your settings menu, but now it has a dedicated app to go directly to it. It's set to when you change the dynamic mode, it'll change the color automatically. So what that means is you have your dynamic mode here, and you have normal, comfort, sport, and based on like comfort, sport, normal, whichever mode you choose, that's the color it'll choose. Once you go beyond Sport Plus, then you can see all the different combinations you can choose. Now, the reason why there's 2 different colors is because, for example, it's orange and gray. So for your ambient lighting, the doors will light up orange up top. Everything up here will be orange, and then the footwell will be gray, and like the door lights will be gray. So it's themes that you choose. You don't really choose the exact color, but you choose the theme. And all of these themes are based on real life locations. So for example, the Pacific Coast, Baja Highway 1, and so on and so on. Many different options to choose from. But actually, I'm going to leave it on dynamic mode for whoever buys it, and they can decide how they want their lighting to be. But it's actually really nice. And if you go to vehicle settings here, many different customization you can do for your MDX. So you can see it don't have a picture of a Type S, which is interesting, but you can change the color. So if I go to body color, I think the urban gray is right there. You can make it urban gray, which is nice. But I really came here to show you some of your door settings. So if I go to door setup, you have auto door unlock, you have auto door lock, you have walkway auto lock, that's off by default. If you walk away with the key fob and don't lock your doors, it'll lock automatically. Auto folding door mirror, a lot of different customizations you can do for your Type S. So let's get out of settings here, and you have your trip computer down here. You have Bluetooth as well. Bluetooth still standard. You're probably going to be using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. USB port here, AM tucked away back here on the last page. System updates, built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. You do have cabin talk, and This is something that MDXs had for a minute. This is kind of in the Honda Pilot 2 and the Honda Odysseys, where you can speak and your voice pretty much will get projected into the second and third row. So I don't know if you guys can hear my voice echoing back there, but that way you don't have to turn around and scream at your kids. You could just keep your eyes on the road and scream at your kids pretty much. But that's cool. Cool little feature. You know, you can ask, you know, what you want from McDonald's or what's going on, or, you know, how you doing back there, things like that. And they share with the kiddos, especially if they have AirPods on or headphones on. You don't have to be screaming top of your lungs in the car. You do have clock, and Acura took away the wallpaper, unless you can still do it. I don't see it anymore where you can put a picture as a wallpaper, but at least they still have the clock feature if you don't want to view apps. And you do have Acura Link, and Acura Link is an app you download to your phone. That's also a free trial, but Acura will give you 3 years free when you sign up. I think security, monthly health reports on your car, and then from your phone, you can lock, unlock, remote start, locate your car, turn on the headlights, turn on the horn. It'll give you tire pressure, oil life, where your oil is at, how much gas in your tank, your range, everything from your phone with Acura Link. So I recommend you sign up for that once you buy your Acura, because you don't have to put a credit card in either. It'll cut off and then you can pay to continue. I think it's $10 a month or $110 a year. At the time of recording, maybe it'll go up in the next few years. I'm not too sure, but you get 3 years free. So take advantage of that. Compass, display mode, so brightness, and then all the apps. And I will go back to home. You still have a helper screen on the right side. So if you swipe up and down, you can have your compass, you can have the clock, you can have your range, and then back to what music you listen to. One thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, XM radio is no longer built in on MDX anymore. So keep in mind of that if you're using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can use it through your app on your phone if you sign in. But I think if you go to the Play Store, I don't think XM is an app you can download. I tried to do it like a few months ago. Maybe they added eventually, or maybe they add it now, or maybe they never want to add it, but XM is not standard. Around the display though, you can see a single stitch. You have more of that wood kind of trim piece there, which is nice. The dark wood, gloss black, a lot of gloss black on the lower portion here. But there's all, let me see, this is hard touch here. This is hard. Yeah, it's hard touch up here. This is hard, and that's soft. So over there is soft, but most of it is hard kind of in this area over here. And down below your touchscreen display, you do have your air vents here. And they're standard. They're not like everyone else where it's on the screen or it's like a touch bar to adjust your air. It's like a power adjustment for your air. You just grab the vents and point it where you want. I know cars have been changing nowadays. You do have your hazards here, and then your climate control here. It is a tri-zone climate control in every MDX, so you can actually adjust the driver, the passenger, and the rear passenger can have 3 different temperatures. So for example, the driver's temperature here, so let me make sure sync is off, and I think, oh, sync is on. Turn the sync off. Now the passenger can cook back there or next to you if they want to. And for the rear passenger, you hit rear settings, you can also, you know, catch them on fire back there as well. And then as a driver, you stay cool at your 71 degrees. But if you put sync on, then you're controlling all 3 zones. You do have on and off, auto, your modes, fan speed. You do have AC on and off, rear settings, rear lock, because you can lock the buttons back there for the second row. We'll get back there in a second. Front defrost, rear defrost, heated side mirrors, and air circulation on and off. Now the Type S also will get most of the advanced features, and one thing you get with the advanced is massaging seats. I think there's 9 different massaging options. So you have intensities, 3, 2, and 1. And if you hold it, you're able to go right into the massage menu here. So you can have lower back, upper back, rejuvenation, you know, zen, and fusion, awake, like multiple different massages. And this is like, you know, it don't just move the bolsters. It actually give you a good, decent massage. And you have that on the driver's side, and you have that on the passenger side as well. And next to the massage, you do have your heated seats, so high, medium, and low. And you have ventilated front seats, so high, medium, and low. Or you can set them to auto, so it'll actually automatically heat or ventilate based on the temperature that you have set. And the temperature is GPS linked. On the passenger side, same thing, massaging and the same controls. On the middle portion right here, you do have your dynamic mode here. So if you turn this wheel, it will go between different modes. So you have lift, because you have air suspension, so it can raise your height, you have snow, you have comfort, you have normal, you have sport, and actually it's an active exhaust, so the exhaust got louder when I switched between normal and sport. For Sport Plus, you do have to hold to the right to get to it. It will tell you turn and hold. And on the different drive modes, it will adjust the suspension too. So I was in a normal. When I went from normal to sport, it lowered it. And I think in Sport Plus, it lowered it even more. So it'll automatically adjust. I'm gonna go back to lift. Actually, I can feel it lifting right now. And it actually, there's a gauge right here that tell you that it's lifting. So you can see the different levels right there to tell you how high you're up, or yeah, it's raising right now because of the lift. So that's something, actually never experienced this before. Let's see if you guys can see. I don't think you guys can see. We're slowly going down. So yes, part of the air suspension that you do get. You also have, I'm gonna leave this in normal though. You also have individual mode. So if you push, it'll put it in individual. If you hold this, you can customize individual. So you have engine, you have steering, suspension, idle stop, gauge, and ambient lighting in your custom individual mode. It is a push button style. So you have park, reverse, neutral, drive. You hit drive again, it'll put the transmission into a sport mode. Going to sport mode and dynamic mode will change up the suspension, the throttle response, the steering, a little bit of everything there, but the transmission will shift the same. When you put the transmission also into a sport mode, the transmission will shift at higher RPM, more spirited drive pretty much with the transmission into a sport mode. You have your engine idle stop defeat button here, brake hold, and you do have some charging here. Open this guy up. You have a USB-C and a USB-A. Both are for charging only. Now with reverse, if you notice the orientation for reverse, it's different than the other three, because Acura want to make sure you know which one you're pushing when you're in reverse. And I'm gonna show you guys the surround view camera that's standard on the Type S. You can also get this camera on the A-Spec Advanced and the Advanced as well. But hold the brakes, put it into reverse. You see it'll give you your surround view there and your view in the rear, and you can change it between wide angle or normal. There go your cross traffic, and remember you also have front cross traffic too, which is cool, and your brightness. Now if I go back to park and you look on your signal here, your column here, your wiper column, your wiper shifter, your wiper stock, there we go, I forgot the name of this. You push camera, it will show you the front camera, and you have different views as well. So you still have the surround view, what's in front of me. If you push it again, or if you push this, it'll go to your wheel camera, your front wheel camera as well. On the ZDX Type S, you have front wheel and your rear wheel camera, but on the Type S or any of the MDX that has the surround view, it's only the front camera. And you push it again, then it'll turn off. If you're ever driving and there's an obstacle in front of you and you get too close to anything up front, it will automatically turn on the front camera for you. Below your shifter, you do have your volume control. So you have next track, previous, you have your volume rocker, and then, oh dang, my hand is ashy. Should put some lotion on before we start recording. But you have your audio on and off. Now, because the trackpad is gone, if you look at a 24 and older MDX, you'll notice that it used to have an armrest here with a trackpad. So now this is completely different. You do have bigger cup holders now. You have this newer storage here. I guess everyone can put their phone there pretty much. And you do have the wireless charging pad here, and this looks much wider than the previous MDX. On the armrest here, you can see still got the plastic on it. It is single touch. Down here, you have a button here and a lever here. If you push the button, it'll open the top portion where you can store your pens, pencils, chargers, hide some stuff if you wanted to. But if you close it and pull the lever instead, it'll open the whole thing. And you do have a USB-C port, or two USB-C ports. The left one is for wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto. The right one's just for charging, just like the two ports in there as well. Just don't move, it stays stationary, but nice to have. Now on the passenger side here, you have your glove box. It is lockable, and I love the material they actually use for the handle. And if you open that guy up, it is damped and lined with felt, which is nice. It won't scratch things up. Open slowly. Close the passenger's door, very similar to the driver's door. Of course, you don't have mirror controls. And speaking of mirror, you do have your rear view mirror here. It is auto dimming, and you do have home link built in. I know some of the newer Acuras now are getting rid of this and have no home link at all. You still get it in your MDX. You have it on the Type S. And then somebody have the high beams on at night, it will dim automatically for you. This button right here is how you turn that guy off. And it don't have the digital rear view mirror like the ZDX Type S. I think the ZDX Type S is still the only Acura right now that has the actual digital camera. I'm sure we'll get that soon. Above that, you have some controls here. So you have lighting controls, so individual map lights, and they are LED. And you do have a SOS button there. You can push for an emergency. You have your moonroof controls, and you have your shade, because you do get a panoramic moonroof standard in your Type S. So let's actually pull that guy back, get some light in here. I'm actually making this video pretty late, so I'm losing some sunlight, but you do have a panoramic moonroof that goes all the way back. And this portion right here stays glass, and this portion right here you can actually open. So if you hit the left one here, you can see it'll let you open up the moonroof. It don't open all the way back, stops right here, but this is actually a decent opening, to be honest. And it's nice that they give you, the option that it opens, because what's a trend now is having a glass, but it doesn't open. We're gonna leave that open, letting some light in here. We're gonna leave that open, letting some light in here. And you also have your door lighting options too. So you can either have all the lights open when the door opens, or you can have all the lights on, or you can have it off. And you do have your visors here. So on the passenger, open that guy up. It's not LED, which I'm surprised, but they do give you a light with a mirror. Same thing on the driver. You do get an ebony headliner too. So I think that's standard on all Type S's. And you do have a sunglass holder too. How can I forget? And this line too won't scratch up your sunglasses. So let's jump out of here. Let's take a look at the second row and your rear passengers. And before we actually get to the second row, let me show you guys the driver's seat. Forgot to show you guys that. So I did show you there's a 16-way power adjustment. You have Type S in the headrest, which is nice. Also, you have this button right here on the side. What that's going to do is allow you to move it, this guy front and back, and it can go up and down. And perforated in the middle, you can see you have the upgraded piping and stitching. You have some soft touch here. I think it's kind of like suede material here, which is nice. But most of it will be the Milano leather, which is nice and soft and real leather. On the seats, you have this little toggle right here that you go up and down. And if you push that, it will show you which one you are highlighting. So for example, I'm gonna go between your bolstering, your four-way lumbar. No, this is lumbar? Yeah, that's lumbar. And then your thigh extender. And like I showed you, they're heated and ventilating and massaging seats. Very comfortable seats. Feels good to sit there. Let's get to the second row now. Wind is still blowing out here. On the passenger door, you do have built-in peasant blockers, which are nice. And you have soft touch up here, soft touch here, single stitch. This is also soft touch, more of that dark wood trim here, ambient lighting strip here, door handle. You do have a tweeter for the B&O system and another speaker down here. And then standard door handle, well, bottle holder and some storage down there. Type S on the door sills. I forgot to show you guys that up front as well, which is a nice touch, comes standard. And I'm sure there's an illuminated one maybe through factory. I have to double check. So on the passenger seats back here, on all MDX, you can turn your second row into a captain's seating if you wanted to. So this middle seat right here can be removed and you can have captains. The only thing you won't have are armrests on both of these seats there. But let's jump in here because it's getting a little chilly. It's getting a little cold. A little cold outside. So I'm sitting behind the driver, and I believe I have the seat all the way back. And look what space I have back here. So there's one reason why you want an MDX over like an RDX, especially for your second room space. You have a mat pocket back here. I really got to put some lotion on. But you got your passenger mat pocket there as well, which is nice. And you have your controls here, and that's what you can lock. I'll show you guys up there that you can lock is these buttons here, so your kid's not back here just messing with the buttons. They can have their own climate control back here. It is a single zone back here, but you have your fan speed, temperature, you have your heated seats, 3 levels, high, medium, low, and high, medium, and low on the outboard seats. So whoever sits right here, who cares about you? No heated seats for you. You have auto modes on and off for the whole system, your vents there. You do get a power outlet. Let me actually pick this guy up because this is an armrest. And come on down there, you have a power outlet, and this is just a regular power outlet. It's not like a household outlet like I think the ZDX get one of those. And 2 USB-C ports as well. And then blank button there. It's not a huge hump right here. It's actually really minor. So whoever sits in the middle, they're not going to have their legs up in the air, their knee under their chin. But taking a look at the bench seats back here, like I said, this one is removable, and you can have a car seat attached to it, which is nice. And on these outboard seats, you do have these you can pull out and have the car seat as well. I don't like these plastics because it's easy to get lost, but I guess you can just throw them in the door or something like that, or put them somewhere safe when you are using a car seat. We can use car seat on both sides, which are nice. And they do recline back. And this guy right here, I'm gonna fold this back down, but to remove the seat, you pull this lever here and it drops down, and it's an armrest and it's a cup holder and storage as well. And there's another lever down here. There you go. You pull this and it releases the rear locks, and then you lift it up and comes right out. But it's a nice place to be in the second row here, especially with the heads up. I'm about to say heads up display with that panoramic moonroof up above. Lets in a lot of light, makes it very airy in here. But let's jump out of here and let's take a look at the third row. And I forgot to mention the ambient speakers you have in the ceiling as well. So yeah, some of the driver and passenger, some over the rear passenger. Your light's gonna be right there. And let me show you guys how easy it is to get into the third row of the Type S. So push this button here. It'll push the seat forward automatically for you. You pull this lever here. So you pull this guy and it will drop the seat down, and you can see it folds flat for you. Now, most buyers that are buying MDX do not buy this vehicle for the third row because it is a small third row back here. It does seat two. I'm actually gonna come back here so you guys can see what it's like to sit back here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let me close the door and pull the seat back. And this seat can move forward and back. With it all the way back, it's touching my knees. So you're gonna have to ask the passenger right here, can you move up a little bit? Give me some room. But sitting back here, it's still comfortable back here. But anyone that's like, I'm 5'10", so anyone taller than me and the seat's all the way back, you're not, actually sitting like this is not comfortable. But if you have the seat moved up a little bit, I'm sure you'll be comfortable. But you can see the seats back here, no car seat latches. Look like you can't put a car seat back here, but on the passenger side is one USB-A cup holder over here, more of this kind of like carpet feel back there. And on the left side, I get a USB-A as well. I'm surprised they didn't give you a USB-C, but it is what it is. You have a carpet back here and a cup holder as well. You get a little speaker back here, speaker up here as well. I mean, it does have 31 speakers, so I'm not surprised there's speakers everywhere. Now, these rear seats do get the piping as well, which I'm actually shocked, but they don't get the quilted design. And to get out as a rear passenger, you push this button right here and then fold forward, and then you can get out. You also have lighting back here too for the third row. So I'm gonna jump out of here and let's take a look at the cargo space. Come along to the rear, like I said, you have the hands-free tailgate. You just kick underneath the bumper, it'll open the kick to open, and then you can kick to close. There we go. The tailgate is also height adjustable, so you can adjust how high you want the height to open, how high you want the tailgate to open. It's been a long day. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot English today. Look at the standard. You get this little protection back here for your suitcases and dragging stuff in and out. You're gonna like destroy this thing, so it's nice that they give you like a little protector already. The only accessory on this MDX, by the way, is the front mask and the front tint. I don't think nothing else is on here. But you do have this carpet storage here. You can lift this guy up, and you do have a hard side. So it is reversible. You can flip this over, and you have additional carpet down here as well. That is a 350Z, just tromboning all over the place. Right after the 350Z, WRX started flying by as well. You have this little tray over here. There's the battery symbol. Read your owner's manual. You do have a power outlet on the left side here and a walkaway auto close. I'm gonna show you guys that in a second. And you have a grocery hook back here. And to fold the rear seats down, it is manual. So you pull this handle down and it'll drop down. The floor mats is on that side, so I won't drop this one, but they both will fold down flat, which is nice. The Type S, you don't get a spare tire and you don't get a flat fixed kit either. You know the little kit with the little box you can inflate your tire? That's because these tires are self-sealing. So let me show you guys the walkaway auto close first. Push that, turns green. It stays open until you walk away, and then it'll close once it sees that you walked away. But yeah, these 21s, these tires are self-sealing. So if anything punctures it, it'll automatically kind of like grab whatever it is and seal itself. It's actually a cool feature, but it's only for a certain amount. I don't know how deep it is before it stopped working. Self-sealing tires, and I think that's only on the Type S. I think anything else will get a flat fix kit or a spare tire on the MDX. We're gonna jump out of here and let's take a look at the brochure. I'm gonna show you some colors that the Type S come into, some other interior colors. So let's jump into the brochure. All right, you did it. You made it to the brochure. So this is the MDX Type S feature list, is what Acura calls it. They actually put the Type S MDX kind of in its own category right now. Not really category, but its own section, because you don't see no other MDX trim level on this guy. And I know this one's a little bit long, but there's a lot to talk about with the Type S. Like, even looking on this feature list, you can see some of the Type S exclusive features. Let's start off with the powertrain. Like I mentioned in the video, Type S will give you a 3-liter turbocharged V6 engine making 355 horsepower, 354 foot-pound of torque, and that's super handling all-wheel drive standard and tends to be automatic transmission standard. And you do get an exclusive sequential sport shift paddle shifters. That's a lot to say. A lot of people have been making fun of how I pronounce things. I have braces and I have rubber bands, so it's really hard for me to like pronounce certain words. So I'll be seeing you guys on TikTok and stuff like that too. Well, not my YouTube family. It's my TikTok people. Yeah, you're out of pocket. Well, back to the MDX though. So integrated dynamic system. So you do get lift, which do the Advance get that? Maybe the A-Spec Advance get lift. I can't remember. I know Sport Plus is only on the Type S though. So you get many different drive modes. You do get the adaptive air suspension with auto leveling. So based on what dynamic mode you're in, it will automatically adjust. Cool feature. I didn't even know it had that. You have the 4-wheel disc electro servo brake system. You have the Brembo 4-piston front brake calipers. That's only on the Type S. 21-inch machine Berliner black aluminum alloy wheels, because everything else is either going to be 20s or 19s. I think the base have 19s. I'm not mistaken. And the Tech have 19s. And the Advanced, I think, have 19 too. I think only the A-Spec or the A-Spec Advanced get the 20s, and then this get the 21s. And then you get the 275, 40, 21 ContiSeal self-sealing tires. On the exterior, dark jewel LED headlamps. You get the Sport Appearance exterior package. You get the quad exhaust, which is one of my favorite things on the Type S. It looks beautiful. Of course, you get the emblems on the front fenders, Type S on your key fob. You get the quilted and perforated Milano premium leather and Ultrasuede trim interior with contrast stitching and piping. That is a mouthful to say, but you get the nice, comfortable seats. Very comfortable seats. I highly recommend you guys sit in one of these things in person if you can. Upgraded floor mats. I didn't really look at the floor mats, so I don't know if the floor mats have a different material, because it didn't say Type S on it. So I'm not too sure how is it upgraded. Maybe it's a different material. I don't know. But you do get the IDS linked illuminated door speakers. So at night when your ambient lighting is on at night, you'll see the speakers is actually light up too, which is a cool feature that's on the Type S. And then you have the active lane change assist. So the Type S do have the AcuraWatch 360, which I don't think any other MDX has right now. And you have the active lane change assist, so it can switch lanes for you automatically, which is cool. You have lane change collision mitigation, which will steer you away if you're about to switch lanes and someone's in that blind spot. And front cross traffic warning. So all the MDXs, not all of them, I think all of them, have rear cross traffic warning, but only the Type S get front cross traffic warning. So that's really interesting. So let's jump in. Let's go build us a MDX Type S. We gotta go find MDX. There we go. Click on that guy. We're gonna build, and we're going to start over. And of course, the 3-liter V6. Let's jump into here. So many different exterior colors to choose from in the Type S. And only lunar silver metallic. There's no premium charge. So you can see all the colors here. There's a premium charge for all of them, besides lunar silver metallic. And lunar silver metallic comes with either ebony or azurite blue. Azurite blue is a beautiful interior color. We got a Type S. It was urban gray with the azurite blue, and I couldn't make a video on it fast enough before it sold. Like, you guys gotta see, this thing is beautiful in person. So you cannot get this interior color on no other MDX but the Type S. I wish they had it for other trim levels because this thing is really cool. It's a little bit more blue on the computer. So I think it's a smidge darker in person. But this is one of my favorite interior colors, like just hands down. Like, thing is beautiful. A lot of people don't like it. Some love it, but I love it. So you can get the Azurite blue with lunar silver, which is nice. If you go with majestic black pearl, your only options are ebony and red. So I'm gonna show you guys the ebony, which is, you know, Acura's kind of like black interior, but it's not really like jet black. It's kind of like a dark gray. It's like almost like charcoal. So you have that with the red stitching, which is nice. And of course you have red, which is one of my favorites as well. You can get this in the A-Spec and the A-Spec Advanced. So you have options there if you really want that red interior. You don't want a Type S. But the majestic black pearl look good with it. And then you have liquid carbon metallic, which you have the option between ebony, red, or orchid. So orchid is what we looked at right now. And liquid carbon metallic is one of my favorite exterior colors. And then you have performance red pearl, which only comes with ebony interior. Platinum white pearl only comes with ebony and red. I'm over here slow and showing you guys the colors. And then you have apex blue pearl, which will give you ebony, red, or orchid you can choose from. And then urban gray pearl. I think urban gray pearl is new for 2025. You can get orchid or azurite blue, which is crazy that they only put that on urban gray and silver. I'm actually shocked that you can get it with silver. But I think Acura assumed that not a lot of people are going to opt in for the blue interior, so they made that pretty limited. Anyways, we're reviewing the urban gray with the orchid interior, so let's choose that guy. Let's go to next. Look at the blue one more time. Icy. Color is icy. So the accessories for the Type S are very similar to any other MDX trim level. You have your protection packages or just your packages. So you can see all season 1, all season 2. You have all season 3, protection package, valve stems, black wheel lugs. You can black out the emblems, which I highly recommend. It's a nice touch. Let me just throw that on there so you guys can see what that looks like. So that blacks out the emblem and MDX, and then you can also do the super handling all-wheel drive. And you can black out the Type S, which is nice. So, I mean, I'm sure don't they have a package to just black everything out? That way you don't have to put it separate. I don't know, but let me remove those. It looks good though when they're all blacked out like that. You can get the logo pattern on the floor. They should have made it where it says Type S instead of just the Acura logo. Still cool though. Welcome lights. You have the fork mount bike attachment, frame mount bike attachment, crossbar. So roof rails are standard on the Type S. You just add crossbars and you're ready to go. Kayak, roof basket. So the roof box, which can hold a lot of goodies in both of them. And you have the running boards with black accent trim. Okay. And running boards with chrome accent trim. Kayak and paddleboard, surfboard, ski attachments. You can get silver roof rails, which don't make sense to me because now you got to remove the black one, put the silver one on there. But you can add a hitch on there as well, body side molding. Door. So a lot of these are protective accessories, door handle film, you know, wheel locks, premium floor mat set. Oh, it says Type S on it. That's actually really nice. You can get the illuminated door sill, which is nice. Sport steering wheel with heated function. This don't make sense because you already get that, so I don't even know why this is even listed. But I'm sure they use this menu for all the MDX, so it's kind of universal. All-season floor mats, and then all-season floor mats for the third row. Cargo cover. The protection is endless, pretty much, on your Type S. Cargo tray, seat covers, cargo net. Let's jump into the pricing. So we got 2025 Acura MDX Type S Urban Gray Pearl. The starting MSRP is $75,250. Urban Gray Pearl adds $600, and destination handling is $1,350. You're looking at $77,200. So just a shy of $78,000 for the ultimate MDX. Some people say it's a lot of money. I will say this is a very unique SUV because we don't have anything like a turbo V8, you know, making 500 horse. We have anything crazy like that, but this is just a little bit more than your standard MDX. If you want to be just a little bit different, Type S is definitely the way to go, especially with giving you all the features in its standard as well. And it's fun to drive. It is fun to drive. The problem I have with these though, it's hard to just get your hands on one. Before this Type S, I think there's been like 3 MDX Type S's that came in that was pre-sold, or someone, it was coming in, it wasn't sold, someone reserved it. So it's been very hard for me to get my hands on one. So I apologize for this one being dirty. I just couldn't risk it because I think the last one I waited for it to get cleaned and missed out. And the one before that, I waited for it to get cleaned and I missed out on that one too. So definitely want to bring these videos to you guys and make sure we go over everything in these videos. So I can't do that if I don't have the car. So sometimes the car gonna be a little bit dirty. I apologize. It is what it is. But if you made this far in the video, thank you. I appreciate you. I know it's been a minute since we dropped a walk around on this channel, but we're back dropping some videos. And if you watched to this point, thank you. You're a real one. One of the longer walk arounds I've ever done. It's just that I don't know. The Type S just had a lot to cover, a lot to go over, and that's what we're gonna do on the channel. And that's what we do. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next walk around.